Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Tech World, and today we're going to be talking about the 10 things you're probably doing wrong on your gaming PC that are just messing with your performance and you need to get them fixed. Whether you're a seasoned gamer or just built your first rig, these mistakes could be holding you back. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how to fix them. By the end of the video, you'll have your PC running like a beast. Let's get into it. Alright, first up, we have restarting your PC incorrectly. I know it sounds so simple, but if you're just holding down the power button or forcing a restart without properly shutting down, you could be doing more harm than good. Because when you do this, Windows doesn't get the chance to fully close the programs that you were running or clear out processes that could slow things down. So what you need to do is right here, you need to go to your start menu and click restart. And what that's going to do is it's going to let the system shut down and reboot properly. And this is not only going to improve your performance, but it can also help you avoid system crashes over time. And personally, this has happened to me before. When I first bought my PC, I had no idea what I was doing. I had just came from Xbox, and I was constantly just turning off my PC by the power button, even when I had applications running. And over time, I would be in the middle of like a game or something like that the next day, and my PC would just literally randomly crash. It is the most annoying thing ever. It's a very simple fix. All you gotta do is just make sure you're going to that Windows button and clicking the restart button instead of just doing it on your PC. I promise you, some of you might not think it's a big deal, but it really is. Over time, it can lead to file corruption, system errors, just stuff you don't want to be dealing with. You know, whether you just built your first PC or you've, been playing, you just don't want to deal with it. So yeah, don't make that mistake. All right, number 2, we have too many background processes running.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What?
When your computer boots up, a ton of apps and programs are likely going to start automatically. These are called startup apps, and some of them are good, right? But there's a lot that Windows just for some reason puts on here that you just really don't need. So some of them are necessary technically, others are just going to be using up your system's resources, your CPU, your RAM, and this is ultimately just going to slow down your gaming performance, especially when you're trying to run heavier games like maybe story games, RPGs, things like that. So let me show you guys how to fix this here. What you're going to do is you're going to open Task Manager. Either you can search it on Windows like I do, or you can just press Control Shift Escape, and you're going to go to the Startup tab. And so here you can see you can disable the unnecessary apps from starting up with Windows, and you'd actually be surprised how much smoother your PC is going to run after you clean this all up. For instance, I used to have Discord and Spotify running in the background every single time I booted up my PC, and I didn't realize how much it was eating up my resources. And by disabling them, I saw definitely a noticeable performance boost in games, so make sure you guys get that fixed ASAP. Alright, moving on to number 3, we have not updating your software or drivers. Now this is one of the most common mistakes I see, especially in people that are new to gaming PCs or just PCs in general. If you're not updating your Windows, your graphics drivers, or even your other softwares, you're missing out on vital improvements and optimizations, especially for gaming. Your graphics drivers are crucial for maintaining smooth gameplay and fixing bugs. For example, NVIDIA and AMD regularly release driver updates that specifically enhance your game performance and may even fix crashes, things like that. So if you're not updating those drivers, you could be losing anything from FPS, or even your game could start to crash. Screen tearing, stuttering, all those awful things you don't want happen because you don't update your software drivers, especially for your GPU. And so to make sure everything's up to date, you can either use GeForce Experience if you have an NVIDIA card, which most people do. I'm a weird person, so I have an AMD, but it's essentially the same thing. You're just going to open your graphics card panel, and there's tools actually right here on AMD that's going to let you know when you have an update. I'm pretty sure it's the same on NVIDIA, so you're just going to look there for an update. It's really easy. So every time you boot up your PC, it doesn't hurt to just go and check that. Alright, now we're going to check your power settings, and if you haven't checked these, you're definitely missing out. So by default, Windows uses balanced mode for some reason, which is intended to save power, but it actually does not give you the best performance, and it can really hinder you in a lot of ways, especially for gaming. So switching to high performance mode will ensure that your PC is using all of its resources to run your games at their best. And a little additional tip here, if you are on a laptop, do not leave it on battery saver mode while you're gaming. Trust me, it's going to throttle your performance, and you'll notice lag and FPS drops and stutters, all those terrible things. Always make sure to plug in your laptop and switch to high performance if you want that smooth gameplay. Alright, next up is system cache and temporary files. These little files build up over time and can end up slowing down your PC. If you're not cleaning these little buggers out, you're going to probably miss out on performance gains. So regular maintenance is just key with these. It's pretty simple. and I'm going to demonstrate how to clean these up here. You're going to go to Start, and you're going to search for Disk Cleanup. And what this is going to do is it's going to automatically find temp files, caches, other system junk that you just simply don't need. I recommend running this cleanup every few weeks depending on how much you use your PC. You can also use software like Cleaner to automate the process and make sure your system stays fresh and fast. Alright, now we're going to talk about your desktop. If you're like me, your desktop can get extremely cluttered with icons, files, things like that. But here's the thing, having too many items on your desktop can actually slow down your system, especially at startup. And why this matters is because every time your PC starts, it has to load everything on the desktop. And if there are hundreds to thousands to millions of icons, it can take longer. Plus, a cluttered desktop can actually mess with your file management, so just clean it up. It really doesn't take that long. A little pro tip here I have is move your files into folders, and then you can organize them by category. And not only will this make your desktop look cleaner, but it'll also improve performance too. A nice little application that I like to download that not all people I see use is Translucent TB, which is taskbar. And this is actually just in the Windows shop, so it's very, very easy to download. And this is just going to make your wallpaper basically blend with your taskbar on the bottom. And this application's free, it's nice, it's great, you know, not promoted, not sponsored, wish I was, but yeah. Alright, next up we have using an HDD instead of an SSD. So if you're still using an HDD for your main drive, it's just time to upgrade, bro, I'm sorry. SSDs are much faster, they'll improve your load time significantly, especially for games. If you're gaming on an HDD, you're missing out on faster boot times, quicker game loading, etc. Let me explain why though. SSDs have no moving parts, which means that when they're running, they can read and write data so much faster than HDDs. Games in particular are large files, especially like COD. Oh my god. If you're loading them from an HDD, you're going to notice super long load screens and sometimes stuttering in game. So a nice easy way to just fix this is just switch to an SSD if you haven't already. You'll notice a massive improvement. It's not that much more, I promise you. Alright, moving on to number 8 here. It's a little similar to number 1, but it's not shutting down programs after use. This is a massive mistake. When you're gaming, you want to keep your system light. If you're running a web browser, music apps, anything else like that while you're gaming, it's going to eat up your precious system resources, and this is not good. For example, I used to leave Steam Client and Discord running even after I had stopped playing my games, but after I started closing them, I noticed a lot smoother gameplay, better performance, etc., things like that. It's really not hard to just close a couple of applications, and again, you can use the previous tip of going into Task Manager to see what's actually running, because a lot of times there's some sneaky programs that might be in there that you don't even know about and are eating up a ton of your system resources. So go check those out, close them, and I promise you your PC will be running a lot better. Alright, second to last tip, overloading on browser extensions. Let's talk about it. If you're a heavy browser user, you've probably installed a ton of extensions for convenience, from advertisements, whatever it may be. And this may look good on paper, but did you know that too many of these can actually slow down your PC? They consume memory, your RAM, your CPU power, they can cause your browser to lag. So maybe 1 or 2 is fine, but if you have 5 bajillion extensions, it might be time to get rid of some of them. So it's really easy to check them. You just go to your browser and you just remove the ones you don't really use. If you absolutely do need some, you can also just disable them while you're gaming or using your PC for other purposes, things like that. Just clean these up, guys, come on. Alright, number 10, last but not least, we cannot forget about security and backups. This is probably the most important tip. If you're going to listen to anything in this video, I would listen to this. If you're not backing up your data regularly, you are risking so much data loss from either a virus, malware, hardware failure, things like that. And speaking of security, do not leave your system vulnerable. Make sure you have a reliable antivirus installed, up to date, things like that. Also consider backing up your important files to an external drive, setting a restore point or a cloud service just in case. I recommend using a program like Acronis TrueImage for backups. Personally, that's what I use. Or OneDrive for cloud storage, and that already comes with Windows. And for the antivirus, I just use Windows Defender. You can try third-party solutions if you want extra protection, but come on, bro, you're not an FBI agent, right? You don't really need to be paying for antiviruses, things like that. Windows Defender works perfectly fine in my experience, so I would say just stick with that, make sure it's updated, and make sure to protect your security and backups. Alright, just a quick little bonus tip here. This is a very easy thing to enable, and some people don't like the way it makes your PC look, but if you're actually looking for that good performance, this is one of the best things you can do. You're just going to click Windows, you're going to type in game mode, and you're going to turn that bad boy on. Guys, this is going to help you immensely with your FPS, your stutters, even lag, things like that. If you're looking for just an easy way, easy solution to get better performance in your game, just go ahead and turn this on. It's really not hard. So there you have it. These are the 10 things you're doing wrong on your gaming PC that could be holding you back from your peak performance. If you fix these, you'll have your PC running smoother, faster, and more efficient. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe. You know, it's all free. And you can always unsubscribe later if you don't feel like you want to anymore. Make sure to drop a comment below with your biggest gaming PC mistake. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.